Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in this episode, we'll discuss a few of the provinces where you may obtain permanent residency through the PNP without having a work offer from Canada, as well as a description of each one's main qualifications and the specifics of how to apply for each one. Nominee program you would be applying for. Any province may be the simplest to immigrate to. To encourage young skilled professionals to work, stay in Canada, and contribute to local economies, around 80 distinct streams, aside from the federal and Quebec streams, are now engaging in PNP programs across the provinces and territories. Several Canadian provinces also provide candidates without a legitimate employment offer with immigration possibilities. Several of these provinces have extremely minimal standards, such as an IELTS score as low as CLB4 and a CRS score of just 300. However, not all of them require substantial proof of funding, unlike the ones based on expressions of interest, making them far more accessible to candidates. The Quebec Skilled Worker Program, or QSWP, is the first one after Ontario. Quebec has the second highest population in all of Canada. This province's official language is French, which is spoken by the majority of its citizens. Between Montreal and Quebec City, the province's capital, the majority of people in Quebec live in metropolitan regions around the St. Lawrence River. The majority of occupations in Quebec are in the biotechnology, pharmaceutical, aerospace, and tech or communication industries. The Regular Skill Worker Program, or Quebec Skill Worker Program, are other names for the provincial nominee program. An extremely low minimum score of merely CLB4 in your reading, writing, speaking, and listening modules for the IELTS, your English proficiency test, is one of the main prerequisites for this program. It is not required to take a French language exam, even if taking one like the DEF or TCF would increase your score. At least 1 year of work experience in the previous 10 years in a particular sector or skilled vocation in a NOC will also satisfy with just an English exam in either skill type 0, A, or B. It is absolutely free and very simple to create a profile on the ARIMA portal, and submit an application on your own. The Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, often known as AIMP for the province of Alberta, is the following one. Canada's fourth most populous province is Alberta. British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and the Northwest Territories around it. A significant amount of crude oil, sand, and other minerals may be found in Edmonton, the provincial capital. These are the industries that also contribute to the prosperity of the province, and you'll discover that a large portion of the employment that is in demand in Alberta comes from these fields. Many captivating tourist spots, including Banff, Jasper Lake, Louise Drumheller, Canmore, and Sylvan Lake, can be found in Alberta. The following are some prerequisites for the Alberta Immigration Nominee Program. For your IELTS English Proficiency Test reading, writing, speaking, and listening modules, you'll need an extremely low minimum score of merely CLB4 to pass the INP as well. Nevertheless, as invites will be sent out more quickly through the Alberta Express entry stream, it is advised to obtain a better score of at least CLB7 or higher to be allowed to construct an Express entry profile. You must have a job offer from Alberta to participate in the other stream, known as the Alberta Opportunity Stream. The Alberta PNP's requirement of merely a 300 CRS score is another fantastic feature. Even if your family members are not traveling with you to Canada, you still need to provide proof of sufficient assets or settlement money for everyone. The jobs that are in demand in Alberta have always been arbitrary and frequently fluctuate. But the ALICE official Alberta government website, which consistently displays all these professions, might give you a good indication of this. The Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, or OINP, comes next. Most ambitious immigrants, especially those with backgrounds in technology, information technology, or finance, favor Ontario. It is the location of Ottawa, the nation's capital and home of the National Gallery, Hills, and the Canadian Parliament. The CN Tower stands 553 meters tall in Toronto, the provincial capital of Ontario. The Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program's Human Capital Priority Stream enables candidates with the necessary work experience to immigrate to the province of Ontario even in the absence of a job offer. A few essential qualifications for the Ontario Migrant Nominee Program are as follows. You must be qualified for one of the three Skilled worker programs, such as the Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trades Program, or Federal Skilled Worker Program, you must maintain a current express entry profile. A NOC code from skill category 0, A, or B will require at least 1 year of work experience. You must get a minimum CLB 7 on the IELTS, Self-PIP, or TCF language tests for French or English, respectively. Even if your family members aren't traveling to Canada with you, you still need to show that you have adequate settlement money for everyone. Speaking about Ontario, there is no requirement for a job offer, not even for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program from the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. It's part of the Express Entry Pool's Human Capital Priority Stream, where the ONP chooses applicants from 6 IT or Tech NOCs and notifies them of their interest. To apply for an Ontario PNP, the following are a few prerequisites for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program, as applicants are chosen from the Express Entry Pool. You must have a current profile there, a year's worth of experience working for at least one of the 6 selected Tech or IT NOCs is required. You will require a CLB 7 or above on the language test. Even if your family members aren't traveling with you to Canada, you still need to show that you have adequate settlement money for everyone. The Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, sometimes known as the MPNP, is the following one. The lakes, rivers, mountains, forests, and plains of Manitoba extend from the Arctic tundra in the north to Hudson Bay in the east and agriculture in the south. More than 80 provincial parks where people enjoy hiking, biking, canoeing, camping, and fishing can serve the wilderness. The MPNP is looking for young graduates, skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, and their families to become permanent residents of Manitoba. You must have a connection in Manitoba, such as a relative or friend who is a citizen or permanent resident who resides in Manitoba. To qualify for the MPNP, you'll need a very low IELTS test score, just CLB 4 for the MPNP as well. Just 6 months of work experience in a NOC code from skill category 0A or B will suffice. It's crucial to keep in mind that you cannot have applied for any other PNP program for any other Canadian province. If you are applying through the MPNP, the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, or SIMP, comes next. This Canadian province is well known for its grain production and abundance of freshwater lakes, rivers, and other natural features. Potash is generally used in fertilizers to boost plant development, increase agricultural output and disease resistance, as well as to improve water preservation. Saskatchewan is the world's largest producer of potash. The people of Regina, Saskatchewan's capital, have a more contemporary viewpoint and welcome immigrants and their families from many backgrounds. You have 2 options on how to apply for the SINP. The Occupation and Demand stream focuses on a select few vocations that are currently in demand in the province, and the SINP Express Entry stream automatically selects qualified individuals from the Express Entry Pool. Below are a few prerequisites for the SINP. On your IELTS test, you'll need an extremely low score of merely CLB 4. Nevertheless, as invites will be sent out more quickly through the SINP Express Entry stream, it is advised to obtain a better score of at least CLB 7 or higher to be allowed to build an Express Entry profile. Likewise, as long as you work in a few specific NOCs that are targeted, you should not worry if you do not achieve a high language test band. After that, you may apply via the Occupation in Demand route, which just requires CLB 4. Even if your family members are not traveling with you to Canada, you still need to provide proof of sufficient assets or settlement money for everyone. A year's worth of work experience in a NOC code from skill kind 0, A, or B is required. But the caveat in this situation is that your job experience and education must coincide. Using a straightforward SINP points calculator, you may determine that you need at least 60 points out of a possible 100 under the province's points grading system. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next episode. Till then, take care.